Welcome back to some more battles. We are in the Ultra League Summer Competition, and today we're going to be using our Talonflame paired with the Kingdra and the Shadow Swampert in the back. We swap out into the Kingdra. They finally swap out into their Beware. The Beware, pretty tanky, able to soak that Outrage. We are going to shield once so that we can farm down, and then we have still a decent advantage versus this Typhlosion. Typhlosion throwing the Thunder Punch, some good neutral damage for them, and we're going to fire off our Octazooka. Maybe we get a shield. Yep, we do get the shield and we get the debuff. Does that allow our Kingdra to survive? It does, but they snipe us with their Golisopod. Golisopod does get a little bit of energy head start. We tank that Aqua Jet, and it looks like they get to another Aqua Jet, so we have to shield, and we're just going to go for this fly to either get this last shield or the KO. Down goes that last shield, and now we have to try to win this game with our Swampert, able to tank that move, and it looks like they come back in here with the Typhlosion. We already have a move, fire it off, and it looks like we erase the move, and then we get to the Sludge for the KO. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game with our Swampert at the end, grabbing a little bit of extra energy before that Typhlosion completely gets taken out. And because we had residual energy, we were able to outpace them to that next move against Golisopod. Horrible lead here. We got the Belly Bolt versus the Talon. We go into the Kingdra. They switch into their Virizion. Virizion doesn't have any one-hit KO moves. We tank that move, and we're just going to full send the Outrage here. It's going to get some huge damage, or it's going to get a shield. Looks like our opponent does not get rid of this Kingdra in time, and we are able to flip the switch just like that. We find the Golisopod, so we know that this Talonflame is basically useless given their last two, Belly Bolt and their Golisopod left. So we're just going to deal as much damage. Even grabbing a shield is nice, and now we have the matchup we actually want. Swampert has no worries on any of their charge moves. We just really got to worry about their fast move pressure, but hiding behind two shields, we were in a great spot. Okay, we got the Cradily to deal with here. Looks like our opponent is running the Bullet Seed, and we're just gonna switch out and see if they want to stay in or not. Looks like our opponent is gonna go into their, what is that, Sizer. Sizer is gonna be able to tank the move, and they use their energy right before we get to another Octazooka, and now we can just farm down this Scissor, because we don't have to worry about any charge moves from them. And it looks like they switch out into Melodic. Okay, Melodic is going to be interesting. It's running Dragon Tail, so all of these fast moves are not doing super effective, and we are going to be able to reach our fly here to deal a good chunk of damage. We're just going to let this go. Ends up being Wrap, and that is not going to be enough to take us out, so we just switch in, get that farm. We have to shield here, as we basically have to win this game with a Swampert. They swap out trying to catch the move, and we get the full farm down. That gives us enough energy for two Hydros, and it looks like we do need a shield here, and then we can get the farm down. Two Hydros would have been enough if they invested the shield. If they didn't invest the shield, excuse me, but they were so low, it didn't really matter at that point. So GG's to our opponent, coming back from a okay lead, and Kingdra, kind of a interesting save swap right now. Horrible lead again. We swap out into the Kingdra, and we get met with the Cradily. So Cradily is out and about. We get a huge amount of damage, but they're still quite healthy. Rock Tomb gets thrown, debuffs us, and looks like our opponent does elect to throw a move, and that's fine because we can take some energy into the next game our next matchup rather, with our Talon. We're going to save that energy and head into the Swampert. So 2 shield Swampert versus their Belly Bolt and Pidgeot. Looks like our opponent does get to this move here. We have 2 shields. We're gonna tank the move. It looks like they're only running Air Cutter. So Air Cutter is going to be a chance to boost up, but luckily they did not. So here we're just going to have this energy that we saved earlier and try to win this game. You can see the health advantage that we have, and it looks like this is going to come down to whether our Incinerates can do enough to win this game. It looks like both of us were lagging there, and it allowed us to get an extra Incinerate, and because of that, I think we win this game with another Flame Charge. So GG's to our opponent. Looks like the Talonflame just ramping up was the key to victory for us. I will say the Cradily has been presenting some problems, but we've been able to wiggle our way out of that situation. Our opponent here decides to catch the move onto their Cradily. That helps the cause. Okay, well, they're going to be getting to this Raccoon pretty quickly, so we decide to just one shield, and then we're going to fire off another fly. This fly will not KO, but this next one will, so they probably shield here. Yep. And unfortunately, we could not switch out. And it looks like they finally go into their jelly. This jelly here is going to be able to deal neutral Shadow Ball. And we're just going to full send the Outrage here versus this jelly. It does grab the shield. And now, do they take us out with the Surf here? No, they go for the Shadow Ball to take us out easily. And we know they have residual energy. Our opponent here is going to catch the move onto their Poliwrath, and that was a really good catch, as Hydro is resisted, but they throw the Icy Wind, and that's going to be easily reset because we can dip out of there. We overfarm a little bit. Our opponent is going to have that jelly still, but the jelly is very close to a move because they did catch, and that Surf is going to easily take us out. We're going to look for the farm. We do get the farm, and yeah, we aren't sure if the Hydro would have been enough, but our opponent did end up having 2 moves. So well played by them. Check out the team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.